Hi guys, this is Miss Anderson, and in this very short video, we are going to talk about how to use Microsoft Teams, how to turn in assignments, and how to meet in class. Okay, so let's go. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. The first thing we're going to talk about is how to turn in an assignment, okay? So this is very, very important, okay? Because that is the way in Teams you are going to be turning in or submitting your assignments. So it is very important that you understand how to do that, okay? And again, if you have any questions, please let me know, okay? So the first thing you need to do is go to your assignments, okay? And there are multiple ways, there's more than one way to get to your assignment, okay? So I am going to use my marker here. So the first way you can go to an assignment is you can go down at the bottom of your screen, you can click assignments, and then you can find the assignment that you're looking for there. In some classes, for instance, our class, we have an assignments channel. So you can go inside that assignments channel to find your assignments. And then once you click on that assignments channel, then it will give you a list of your assignments. And then you will just need to click on view assignment. So there's multiple ways that you can find your assignments, okay? Just choose the one that is easiest for you. So for our class, I made an assignments channel to make sure to help you in finding your assignments. So all of our assignments in our class will be under the assignments channel in Teams. So here is an example of an assignment, and this is an example of one of our assignments that I just wanted to walk you through very quickly. So at the top here, you'll see the title of the assignment, okay? Then you will see the due date. That is very, very important, okay? The best thing that you can do is to turn in your assignments when they are due or before they are due. That means you won't lose any points and you'll get the maximum amount of points that you can get for an assignment. So here in this little block here are the instructions for your assignment. So you always want to read very carefully the instructions, okay? Because the instructions are going to tell you what to do and how to do it. So that will save you a lot of questions if you read the instructions, okay? Reference materials, here is where the teacher, okay, will put some information if you need it. And this is our poster project. And so for those that did not pick up a poster and they wanted to print their own packet at home, that is what I posted here, okay? In another example, your other teachers may post a quiz, or because sometimes I'm going to post a quiz there as well. That could be anything that the teacher gives you that they want you to do, okay? So you would simply open that up, it would show on your screen, and then you would need to save it to your device. So save it with your name and the class, okay? And I'll show you how to save documents in another video, okay? But you would need to save it and then complete it and then submit it, okay? And in this case, where it says add work here, that is where you're gonna submit it. And we're gonna talk about that in the next slide, okay? Right up here is the points that you can get for that assignment. So for our poster assignment and for most all of our assignments, the points that you can get is 100. So you'll get 90 out of 100, or you can get 100 out of 100, okay? And then once you have uploaded your poster, okay, here, all right, then you come over here to where it says turn in, and then you click that turn in button, okay? So there's three things to your assignment, okay? You need to make sure that you read the instructions, okay? You need to reference any materials, open any materials that the teacher has there, and then you need to add your work, okay, as evidence. When you put a picture of your poster, that shows me that your poster is completed, okay? Then and only then do you click turn in, okay? And so we'll talk about that in class, but when I say, okay guys, it's time to turn in your assignment, then this is where you're going to do that. You're going to come to Teams, you're going to come to the assignment, you're going to upload anything that you need to upload, and then you are going to turn it in, okay? All right, again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so I want to go over with you how to add your work, okay? Because you are going to have to do that a lot, okay? So I want to make sure that you are able to do that. So the next few slides, I am going to show you how to upload or add your work, okay? Okay, so once you click on add work, it's going to bring you to this screen right here, okay? And you have multiple options in order to add work. The first way that we're going to look at is through OneDrive, okay? Now, if you are used to using your OneDrive, that is excellent. If you are not familiar with OneDrive, then I may create a tutorial or do a group session or something like that to teach you how to use OneDrive, because OneDrive is very important. OneDrive takes you all the way to high school, and it is a place that you can save all of your documents so they never get lost, or nothing ever happens to them, because they are stored in the cloud, okay? So if you click on OneDrive, okay, then you can click on the folder that your document is in, and then you can upload that document. And this is down here. Once you click on a document, it will say upload, and then you click upload, and then it will add that to your post, okay? So the first way that you can add work is to upload from OneDrive. Now, another way that you can add work is to use a blank document or a new file, okay? So you would click on new file, which is under OneDrive, okay? And it's going to give you these options. It's going to give you the option of a Word document, okay? The option of a PowerPoint presentation, okay? Or the option of a spreadsheet, okay? Now, I don't recommend using this option. What I recommend is creating those documents first, saving them on your iPad or your computer or in the OneDrive cloud, and then uploading it, okay? That way, there's no mistakes in saving. That way you know exactly what you are sending. But this is an option for you to be able to add work to your assignments, okay? And that is the new file option. The third option to add work to your assignment is through the link option, okay? We may use that. Using a link option is when you want to add a website. So if you wanted to add a Prezil, or if you made your own YouTube video and you wanted to add the link to that YouTube video, okay, then that's the option that you would use. You would use the link option. I am going to show you how to do that at some point. It probably won't be soon, because I want to make sure that you can add simple stuff like photos and PowerPoints and Word documents first, okay? But just know that that is a way for you to add work, okay? And then the fourth option, which is the most common option, this is one that you're probably going to use the most. This option is where you want to upload directly from your device, okay? So you would click on upload from my device down here at the bottom, and then it's going to give you some choices. If you have the photo in your photo library, you can upload it from there. Like if you took a picture of your poster and it's in your library, then you would choose photo library, find the picture of your poster, bam, and then finish, okay, and then attach. Sorry, this right here says attach. It doesn't say upload, sorry. If you want to take a photo, a live photo, then you can use the first option, which is take a live photo. I don't recommend that, just like I don't recommend the new file. I would rather you already have taken the photo and have it on your device. That way you can go directly to it, okay? Because if you make a mistake and you need to retake it, then you have to go through that process all over again. And this browse, you are going to use that one. That is where you want to look on your computer for a file or something like that. And I may show you how to do that, but you can browse and it will show you all of your folders like this, and then you can choose which folder that you want to go in, and then you can choose which file you want to attach, okay? So that is basically the 4 ways that we can add work, okay? We can upload or attach from OneDrive. We can attach a new file. We can attach a link. And then the 4th option, which is most common, is we can attach a photo, or we can browse and upload something from our devices, okay? Again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And it's just a matter of getting used to it, okay? So your Flipgrid, you don't have to worry about posting that. But your poster presentation, I do want you to go in and post a picture of your poster, okay? Picture of your poster. Say that really fast. That way you can get used to adding these things, and that way it will get easier and easier, okay? All right. Okay, so now that you have attached your work, you have added your work, okay, then you are ready to turn it in, okay? And so that's where you would go right up here on the right-hand side at the top, and there's a turn it in button, okay? So then you would submit your assignment. You would simply turn it in, and then it shows on my end that the assignment has been turned in, okay? That is the only way that your assignment will be turned in, is if you click turn in, okay? Okay, so now these things happen. So what happens if you need to delete an assignment, or you need to change something? Say for instance you uploaded the incorrect picture, or you took another better picture of your poster and you need to change it, or you need to turn in a new assignment. So we're going to talk about that in the next couple of slides, okay? Okay, so once you turn in an assignment, it's not gone forever, okay? You can actually change your mind, okay? So you would go right back up to that right-hand corner, and then you would click on undo turn in, okay? So that's where you are actually taking that assignment back, okay? So click on undo. Then the next thing that you will do is you will click on the 3 dots there, okay? And you will simply click on remove. When you click on remove, it's going to ask you, are you sure? And you're going to say yes, and then it is going to take out whatever you have added there, okay? So be careful with that remove. If you don't really want it removed, then don't remove it. If you remove it, just remember to add back whatever work you need to add, okay? But that is the way you take something off in order to delete it or change it or anything else, okay? All right. Okay, so that was the end of how to turn in an assignment, okay? Once you get the hang of it, it will get easier, okay? So don't be afraid, okay? Sorry about that. Don't be afraid. Don't worry. We are all going to learn this together, okay? So make sure you go ahead and submit an assignment as soon as possible, and make sure you add your work, okay? All right, so the next few slides is just going to talk about meetings in class. And most of this you already know, but I just want to go over a few things just so we're all together on the same page, okay? All right, so we're going to talk about the tools to use in class. Okay, so I'm very sure that you're already familiar with these tools, okay? So we have our camera over here. We have our microphone, okay? And then we have our speaker, okay? All of these in our class need to be turned on, okay? And then you have your more tools button, and so to change your background, you can turn on live captions. There's lots of things that you can do. And then this button will take you, of course, out of the class, all right? So those are most of the tools that you will see, okay? If you have any questions on those tools, then please just let me know, all right? So basically, if you do not see that little line across, then that device is turned on. So for example, all of these, the camera, microphone, and speaker are turned on. If you click on it, then that's going to turn it off, okay? So please turn it on, okay? All right. And so remember, and this is different for each of your classes, okay? And you just have to know which teacher wants you to keep your camera off and which teacher wants you to keep your camera on. In our class, I want you to keep your camera on because I want to make sure that you are paying attention, that you are alive, that you are studying, that you are learning with me, and that you are participating, okay? So I want your microphone and your camera to be on while you are in class the entire time, okay? Because the entire time that we're in class, I will be asking you questions. I will be checking if you understand. And if you have to constantly turn your microphone on, that slows us down, okay? So if I ask you a question, I'm expecting you to answer it fairly quickly, and you're able to do that if your microphone is on. So it is also very important that you are in a quiet place when you are in school. It's the same thing here, okay? You should not be in the same room with your family while you are in class. You should be in a separate room where it is nice and quiet. Close the door. You can feel free to sit on your bed or at your desk or anything like that, but it should definitely be quiet. Therefore, we won't hear any of the background noise because it will be totally quiet, and that way you can keep your microphone on during class and you're able to respond to our questions, to my questions. And then you can respond to each other because we're going to start having groups and working in teams and partners and things like that. So you're going to need to get used to having your microphone and your camera on. I don't want to talk to a picture. I want to talk to a live person, okay? So we're not used to this, but we will get used to it, okay? It will get easier and easier. If there's something wrong with your microphone, if there's something wrong with your camera, then you need to call the help desk and put in a ticket and get it fixed, okay? All right, guys, so just know for our class, your microphones and your camera are turned on during the entire class, okay? Thank you. Okay, so if I am making a presentation and I am speaking and you have a question, okay, that's totally fine. There are two ways pretty much, okay, or three ways, two ways, okay. If you have a question, you can raise your hand, and that's what I have here, okay. You can raise your hand. If I'm sharing my screen, I won't necessarily see your hand, okay, but usually if I have a question or I ask a question of you, then I go back to that screen and I will see your hand. If I am sharing my screen and making a presentation and you have a question and I don't see your hand being raised, then you need to speak, okay? And all you have to do is say, "Excuse me, Miss Anderson." When you say, "Excuse me, Miss Anderson," then I will stop what I am saying and then I would say, "Yes." And then you would say, "I have a question." And I would say, "Great, what's your question?" And then you ask your question, I answer it, and then we move on. That for me is the best way that you can ask your question, okay? Interrupt me at any time. Now, this is different for each of your classes. Some teachers may not like to be interrupted. They may just want you to raise your hand. So you have to know how each class works. But for our class, I want you to please raise your hand and interrupt me at any time you have a question. And you do that by simply saying, "Excuse me, Miss Anderson." That tells me that you have a question, and I'm going to immediately stop and I'm going to say yes, and you're going to say, "I have a question," and I'll say, "Go right ahead." Okay? All right, that's what we call participation. That is the participation that I want and I need for our class. That's what's going to make our class fun, and that's what's going to make us have a great time teaching and learning. Okay? All right. Okay, so here we have the chat. Okay, you know where the chat is. All right, so oftentimes when I ask you a question, sometimes you can type it in the chat. And sometimes I like to hear your voice, okay? And so remember today I told you I liked for you to add those gifts and those little funny photos and stuff like that. Feel free to add those. Don't overdo it, but I love to see those. Because I love to laugh. So just be appropriate in the chat, okay? And we haven't had that problem, and I don't think we will have that problem, okay? But feel free to use the chat, okay? All right. Okay, so that is pretty much the end of how to use the tools in our meetings, okay? So most of that was just review for you because you probably already knew it, okay? But that's just to make sure that you understood or understand how our class will work, okay? And so just remember what's going on in your background. If you have a lot of background noise going on, then please mute your microphone. If you can be in a nice quiet room, go outside, sit on the porch, okay? Then please keep your microphone on, okay? We will talk more about submitting assignments in class. I hope this video was helpful. If you have questions, please hit me up in Teams, okay, or shoot me an email, and I will be more than happy to answer your questions, okay? So look for another video on Microsoft OneNote, okay, because that's gonna be a challenge for us, but I have no doubt that we've got this, okay? Remember, that is our motto for this year. We've got this. All right, guys, I will see you on the next video. Bye.